you're paying for GoHighLevel and you're still using Calendly or any third-party booking platform, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your money. You don't need multiple tools to accomplish the same task. You could put it in one central location, make life just a little bit easier for yourself. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating a calendar within GoHighLevel that connects directly to your availability, sends auto reminders, and drops leads directly into your pipelines. Before we dive into it, if you are currently an agency owner or operator, make sure you subscribe. That way you can get more content like this, as well as other tips and tricks that I'll regularly be sharing for scaling your agency without ever undercharging for your services again. So let's go right into it. The first place that you'll see that I'm in right now, if you're new to GoHighLevel, is there's multiple different views that you have. So you have your agency level and you have your sub account. Right now I'm in my agency level because the first thing you need to make sure you do is go in your settings and literally add yourself as a team member. You actually have to do this step. I've already done that, but I just wanted to make sure I showed this first. So once you add yourself as a team member, you can then go to your sub account view, which is where I'm going to go to right now. Now that I'm in here, what I'm going to do first is go into my calendars. Same thing, if you've never done this before, you should see exactly what I'm seeing, which is no calendar found. So we got to go ahead and add one. First thing we're going to do is go to calendar settings. When you do this, there's a lot of different options you may have, so you may not necessarily know where to start. What I suggest that you do is, first of all, go to your connections and whatever calendar you're using, whatever video conferencing you're using, make sure you go ahead and connect that. You'll see there's some other things, like if you have a Google business profile, you can connect that directly here. Same thing with local services ads. Let's just keep things simple for one video and just do calendar video conferencing. So what I'm going to do is add a calendar, and whether you have a Google Calendar, Outlook, iCloud, doesn't really matter. What I'm using today is a Google Calendar, so I'm going to go ahead and connect that. And you'll see that I don't even have to really do much of a login. It just uses Lead Connector to go ahead and do that for me. So once I go ahead and just allow it to do its thing, it's going to circle a couple of times, give it like 1 or 2 seconds, and you'll see it automatically connected my Google Calendar for me. So the next thing I want to do is just add video conferencing. You see, automatically it adds Google Meet for you. If that's good for you, that's good for you. Me, in my experience, I've worked with several hundred clients in my career. Most of them don't like it. So I like to try to make things seamless, especially if we're talking front-end sale in this case. So what I'm going to do is add my Zoom account, same as I did for my Google Meet. And normally you should be able to just go ahead and log into your Zoom account. I've connected Zoom to GoHighLevel probably a couple hundred times in the last few weeks for multiple different use cases, so it's just remembering to do that. Normally it'll circle a couple of times. I think in my use case I just have to refresh the page. If that happens to you, you know, the old plug it out and plug it back in. Again, let's just see, and if I go to video conferencing, you'll see that my Zoom is automatically connected. So fantastic. So now that I've done that, what I'm going to do next is just go back, and I'm going to go back into my calendar here. And now that it's connected, the next thing I want to do is add a meeting event. The only thing I would say the only feedback I would give GoHighLevel is it can be confusing when you say calendar. In this view, it means similar to if you're using Calendly. It's basically like a meeting event. So what I'm going to do here is create a calendar. You have a number of different options. So one by one, personal booking is most likely what you're going to be creating. And in most cases, round robin is good as if you have a team, if you have a sales team that might equally take inbound calls or equally take closing calls, or whatever the case may be. Round robin, you can connect multiple team members to. Class booking is if you're going to do any kind of group session, whether it's a group class, group coaching, webinar, whatever the case may be. That would be a good solution for that. And then lastly is collective booking. I mean, really, if you're just going to do any kind of like panel interview, committee review, could be good for you. Now, there's a couple of different options here. Not going to go too deep into detail on those, but these would be the main ones. For today, I'm going to use a personal booking. The first step you're going to do is have a calendar name. Now, in this example, let's suppose we have a lead funnel, so we have a landing page, booking, all of that. I want my calendar name to be consistent with whatever the call to action on the page is. So let's say, for instance, the call to action was booking a one-on-one strategy session. Well, then what I want to do is make sure that the name of that is consistent. You'll see I'm going to select a team member. Well, I'm the only one in the team. Otherwise, you can select anyone from the drop-down that's here. You could also add a description, make it specific. From there, you're going to add a custom URL. Let's just call it Sergio Strategy. You can name it whatever you want. You can have meeting duration. You can do 30 minutes. You can do an hour, however long. Let's just leave it at 30 minutes. Now, from there, you could confirm it. It'll stay. What I'm going to do here is actually open the advanced settings, which is exactly what I would recommend to you. And the first thing I'm going to do, you can see there's a calendar logo. Let's say you have like a professional headshot, you can upload that. Company logo, you could upload that, whatever you think. Description, you could personalize this. You can add it into a particular group. So you may have groupings of events. So ones that are front end sales, ones that are back end sales, ones that are company wide. You may want to group them into different categories. And then you'll have the custom URL. See, I already did that before. And then from there, I'm going to do the meeting location. Now you see, I already integrated Zoom. So because of that, I can just connect that automatically and we're all set. From there, what I'm going to do is jump into my availability. Let's say I have different availabilities each day. Let's say I'm never available Monday morning, but I am available in the afternoons. So what I'm going to do is make it for 12 p.m. All the way to 5 p.m. And let's just say the rest of the days are all the same, right? You can obviously personalize it to whatever your schedule is. And from there, you also have a cool feature in GoHighLevel where you can actually toggle on looking busy. So let's say somebody's going to book a front-end sales call. You want to look pretty busy. Maybe you didn't have a lot of bookings for a Tuesday. You don't want to look like you're wide open. So maybe what I'm going to do is hide, say, like 60% of slots on the front end. So you see there's the meeting interval, it's 30 minutes. Meeting duration is 30 minutes. You could also do minimum scheduling notice. How many times have you had somebody book with you like 5 minutes later? Maybe you don't want to do that. So what I'll do is just put a couple of hours, maybe something like 4 hours in advance is what you need to do there. And then from there, you'll have maximum number of bookings per day. So maybe you don't want to take in more than like 4 sales calls in a day. So you're just going to put this up to 4. And then you'll have the maximum bookings per slot. Obviously, that's going to be 1 in this case. And then you can have something like a buffer time. So let's say you're going to have a 30-minute meeting, but you want to leave, say, 15 minutes. So that way, you have time to actually get up and maybe get a glass of water or something in between your meetings. I've had many back-to-backs in my career, of course. So you can do something like a 15-minute pre-buffer time, 15-minute post-buffer time, anything that you feel like you need when it comes to that. Now you're going to have something called forms and payment. My recommendation would be to leave it as whatever the default is. There's going to be another video that you should see on my channel for how I make specific lead qualifying forms for any use case that doesn't involve the actual meeting link. From there, you can do anything from notifications, other additional options, or any other kind of customization. So you can use any widget style you want. You can make the color whatever you want. Let's say I'm going to just make it whatever that color is. And then the button text. So when you get there at the end, there's schedule a meeting. You could personalize it. Let's say I'm going to say, let's do this thing. Perfect. And now that all of this is done, what I'm going to do next is just save this. Perfect. So now my calendar is completely set up. I should be good to go from here. The only last thing that I always recommend anybody do, just go ahead and test this. Make sure it's good for you. So what I'm going to do is go to here where it says share calendar. I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to open it up in a separate link. Let's go ahead and book and let's see what this process looks like. So obviously I'm Eastern. This schedule is in Eastern. So what I'm looking for, and it's doing it very well, you see, not my full availability, right? It's showing that I'm pretty busy. So what I'm going to do is book a 3 o'clock call here. Let's select that. And you can see I'll just put test and test, put whatever random number we want to put in here, and then just any kind of email, test@test.com, let's call it, and then XYZ additional information. Let's confirm the booking. You see on the bottom here, it says let's do this thing. So I'm going to do this thing. Give it a couple seconds to load, and then boom, meeting is scheduled. So what I'm going to do is just lock into my Google Calendar here. You're going to see that this was uploaded. I booked for 3 o'clock. My meeting is here for 3 o'clock with Test, my favorite person in the whole wide world, and a Zoom link attached just on the fly like that. So that's exactly how you can make sure that your Google Calendar, your full GoHighLevel calendar is set up from start to finish. There's obviously a lot more detail that you can go into, but this is the bare bones that you'd really need to do, especially if you only have 1 or 2 main meetings you may have. Maybe it's a discovery call, closing call, maybe just kind of like a standard client call. You can just repeat this process a couple more times, make the meeting length what you think would be appropriate for you, and then you'll be good to go from there. So hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe if you are an agency owner or operator, and look forward to more content on ways that you can continue to grow your agency. Let's get after it.